evening and welcome to our last edition of Poker Tonight. Over at the Rio, the main event final table is going on right now.
This morning, the WSOP head honchos held a press conference, and of course, we were there. Jeffrey Pollock opened it up with some comments about this year's World Series.
You know, the beauty of the World Series of Poker is that we are blessed with a brand and an experience that has the most organic, authentic growth, I think, frankly, in all of gaming, and it's up there in sports. For 36 years, this thing really was nothing more than a great global poker tournament, which is pretty substantial. We've been given the opportunity to not mess it up and try and modernize the brand and the business and the experience. And I think that, 2 years into our, let's call it a 5-year plan, I think we're executing against that plan pretty well. I think that from broadcasting, new media, sponsorship, licensing, and global growth side, we're headed in the right direction. But as I said earlier, if we don't get the poker operation side and the customer experience side right, we have nothing. There too, we are absolutely headed in the right direction, and I feel great about the product that was put on the floor, if you will, this year. And in terms of our globality, World Series of Poker Europe is where we turn our attention to as soon as we hand out the Champions bracelet sometime tomorrow morning, and hopefully tomorrow morning. September 6th, we'll be there in London, and we think that is the start of another great World Series of Poker experience. And then also this final table, I think, says a lot about the globality of poker and the globality of our event. 2 players from the UK, 1 from South Africa, 1 from Canada, 1 from Russia. 5 out of 9, that's pretty good. So we're very pleased with that storyline. And I think that our best days are ahead of us, but we've had a great 38 years, and I think the next 38 years, which hopefully I will be around for all of, will be just terrific. So.
The chip leader going into the final table was Phillip, and Christy had the chance to speak with him before the day started.
We're here with Phillip. Phillip, you're going in to the main event final table as a chip leader. How are you going to take down that first place prize?
That's a good question. Let's see if I'll take it. Of course, I'll try my very best. I'll play each hand, see what situation arises, and try and make the best of it. Make the best of every hand, change my strategy, adapt to how the players are playing, and just try and hold on to my chip lead and increase even more.
Who do you think your toughest opponent will be at the final table?
I'm not really sure. A lot depends on how the cards are running and who gets chips, who doesn't have chips. Of course, now there are 3 of us with about 20 million plus, and at this moment, the guys with the most chips are the most dangerous ones.
Unfortunately for him, he was not able to maintain his chip leader status at the main event final table. As soon as play began today, Jerry Yang won a very big pot off of Lee Childs. Right after that, he won a big pot off of Hilm himself. That vaulted Jerry Yang into the chip lead.
That gave Yang the chip lead, and when Hilm pushed with a pair of 5s and a flush draw, Yang called and knocked him out with a pair of kings. Yang is the current chip leader and has over half of the chips in play.
Before the final table began today, Yang announced what he plans to do with a portion of whatever he wins.
And I plan to pledge, I want to make it known. In fact, I just put a call to Dr. Jones, Larry Jones, President and CEO of Feed the Children, just before I came into this room, asking for his prayers. I will make 10% of my winning. Win or lose, 10% of my winning today will be split among Make-A-Wish Foundation, Feed the Children, and the Ronald McDonald House at Loma Linda University, where I got my graduate degree from.
He seems to prove the point that good things happen to good people. It seems that he can't do anything wrong at this final table, and he's got the chips to prove it.
After Hilm busted out in 9th place, the next player out was poker pro Lee Watkinson. Now, many figured him as a favorite to win this event since he had so much more experience than the other players.
Watkinson moved all in with ace-7 and was called by Yang's dominating ace-9. He failed to improve, and Yang raked in even more chips. Watkinson earned over $500,000 for his fine 8th place finish.
If Watkinson had won the tournament, he would have won more than twice as much as the $8 million first place prize. Full Tilt would have awarded him an extra $10 million if he won this year's main event.
It's no rumor. I came in through I won a tournament. You got $12,000 with that. You could use it to buy a seat in the World Series, and if you did choose to do that and won the tournament, you get a $10 million bonus.
But it was not to be. Amateur Lee Childs went out in 7th, and Havad Rain Khan was the 6th place finisher. John Calmer went out in 5th place courtesy of South African Raymond Ram, and he was the first person to be eliminated and earn over $1 million.
The remaining 4 men at the final table are guaranteed to earn at least $1.8 million each. 5 players have been knocked out, and Yang did the dirty work 4 out of 5 times, which helps to explain his massive chip lead.
So as of the time of this taping, Yang has almost 70 million chips. The player closest to him is Ram. Tuan Lam is 3rd, and Alex Kravchenko, who started the day as the short stack, is still around with 9 million chips.
We hope that you enjoyed tonight's episode of Poker Tonight and every episode we produced this summer. We had a great time sharing Las Vegas' tournament action with you.
Make sure you tune in to tomorrow's Daily Deal for details on the main event final table. And of course, we'll have a recap on Card Player TV tomorrow.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.